I'm over 50 and not dating. I'm not lonely. I'm not missing anything. I'm choosing this. Because when I'm single, I feel that I'm at my best. I'm thriving, I'm laser focused, I'm accomplished, and I get things done that I simply don't get done when I'm in a relationship. Hi, I'm Michelle, and on this channel we talk about creating a peaceful, confident life after 50, especially if you're living alone, traveling solo, or navigating retirement. I know some folks might think, well, you just haven't found the right person. But I'm not focusing my life on maybe. I'm focusing on what's real right now. When I'm single, I have more room to breathe, more emotional room, mental space, and more energy. It's not about having room for my own dreams. It's more about having room for others. If someone's going through a tough time, like losing a family member, I'm there. If someone just welcomed a baby, I'll bring food. If you need someone to lend a hand, I'm ready. I can say yes to supporting my friends, organizations, and being there for those I care about. I'm not saying you can't do those things when you're in a relationship. I'm saying that for me, being in a relationship sometimes feels like my energy is divided. Because relationships require attention, compromise, and scheduling. They require emotional labor, and sometimes that's beautiful, and sometimes it's just exhausting, and sometimes it's both. But in this season of my life, I don't want my time and energy being drained by something that I'm not even sure that I want. I want it going towards the life that I'm building, and part of that life is this. I want to be surrounded by intellectually stimulating female friends. This is the stage where I want deep friendships. I want women around me who have lived, who have stories, and who have opinions. Women who have wisdom, who can talk about real things, and women that are building lives they actually enjoy. That's what fills me up, not small talk. I want laughter, I want long walks, I want museum days, and I want coffee conversations that turn into dinner. I want friendships that feel steady, safe, and honest. And that brings me to the biggest reason that I don't date over 50, freedom. My freedom is non-negotiable, the kind of freedom that affects your daily life. I love being able to make spontaneous decisions. I love being able to wake up and decide that I want to take a road trip, or decide that I want to stay in my pajamas and read, or see a friend, take a nap, all of that without having to explain myself. I don't want to consult, negotiate, or feel guilty for what I want to do with my time. Even healthy relationships require consideration, and I don't want that responsibility right now. I've spent a huge part of my life considering everyone else, and now that I'm in this chapter, I'm finally living on my own terms. And the freedom isn't just about time, it's about money too. And at this stage, a lot of women have built their own financial security. Maybe not perfect, maybe not millions, but enough that they're stable. They're okay and they can handle their lives. I like being able to spend, save, give, and invest what I want without a committee meeting. I'm saying I don't want to merge, blend, or figure it out. I've already figured it out for me. For me, dating over 50 often feels like performance art. Like you're not even dating, you're auditioning and curating. You're presenting the best version of yourself. You're trying to be likable but not too strong, fun but not too independent, confident but not intimidating, attractive but not trying too hard. It's exhausting. And the older I get, the less interested I am in performing for approval. Women over 50 have faced their own ups and downs. They've been through life. We've embraced imperfections. We're not trying to be chosen anymore. We're choosing ourselves. And I'm at that point where I want authenticity more than I want romance. I want to be fully myself without worrying if it's too much or not enough. I love the calm, drama-free environment I've built for myself. I love the peace in my home, and I love that my space feels like mine. Peace becomes addictive, and the calm becomes standard. And once you've built that life that feels stable and drama-free, it's really hard to justify inviting chaos in. People assume single women are missing intimacy, but research and real life both show something different. Single women often have stronger, more expansive social networks than their married counterparts. Single women are out here building real community, deep friendships, rich support systems, people that they can call, and people who show up, and people that know them. These platonic bonds provide intimacy and support without the complications of romantic entanglements. Sometimes the deepest intimacy is the friend who knows your whole story and still loves you. The friend who texts you just because. And the friend who will sit with you in the hard moments without trying to fix you. And I think women over 50 are finally realizing they get to define success. They get to define what a good life looks like. For a lot of women, success looks like freedom, travel, volunteering, starting a business, or pursuing a passion project. It looks like personal accomplishments. It looks like waking up in a peaceful home and feeling proud of the life that you've built. It looks like not being afraid to be alone. Because being single after 50 isn't some sad thing you have to overcome. And you can see it everywhere. Women over 50 are out here happily sipping their lattes, planning trips, volunteering, building businesses. They're vibing at home with peace and a blanket and a dog and a book and a quiet evening that feels like luxury. They're building lives that they don't need a vacation from. Companionship doesn't always have to mean romance. It can mean friendship, community, and family. And it can mean neighbors or a regular somewhere and being known. It can mean having people in your life who would notice if you disappeared for a few days. I'm not single because I haven't found the right person. I'm single because I genuinely like who I am at this stage of life. I like my focus, capacity, friendships, freedom, and my peace. And I'm not missing a thing. I'd love to hear in the comments, are you dating over 50? Or are you done with dating? Or are you somewhere in the middle? And if you're living solo, what's the best part of it for you? Thank you so much for watching.